Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, Dyslexic Gamer, and my players as always, although we are -1 at the moment as he will not be here for this session, thus the title. This is a filler episode. So yes, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us for our Rogue Trader tabletop RPG campaign. One notification before I start. If you're watching this on YouTube, which you should all be because it's amazing, you'll see in the description down below there is an Etsy link. If YouTube is actually letting it work properly, then you should just be able to click on that and you'll go straight to my store page where I'm selling art things. I would show you some now, but I can't be bothered. There's also a discount on at the moment, so if you're in the UK, yeah, free delivery and a discount. Marvellous things, marvellous. So, jumping back into the campaign rather than trying to sell my soul for monies. Last time our group had finished off the creatures that dwelled here, the Shadowkin, and acquired their loot, which was rather nice, considering they'd been using bows and arrows up until this point, and sharp sticks and some nice pieces of archaeotech that they found. Now they actually have las guns and a chainsword, and some scavenged armor, which I'm sure the group will make good use of in the encounters to come. Excuse me, I had a hiccup then. I went quiet. So, after doing some scavenging and some looting, they found that this cave housed a archaeotech facility. They found a number of references to the UFOP, which one of my more active watchers on YouTube guessed right. It does indeed stand for the United Federation of Planets. So the greatest form of archaeotech. They discovered that there were, for one, there was a generator. That generator was actually a hydrogen water-powered generator. The only issue was it needed a large amount of electricity to actually start. Far more than what our tech priest Crane was able to provide. They also found an archaeotech cognite device. It had no screen, which was kind of curious. Cray found he could probably get this going for 5 minutes or so, with all the las guns packs that he had and his own internal power source. But 50-50 chance of burning out every single las pack is kind of not a great prospect. On top of that, they found 2 Medicae-like devices powered down and unfunctioning. They were able to scavenge up some basic tools from there. Things like metal tweezers, scalpels, a proper needle for suturing. And hey, I'll be generous now. There's like some futuristic sutures that will just your body will absorb them, because hey ho, that's what we have that shit in this current age. So you can stop blood loss a couple of times. But again, with it not powered, there was only so little they could learn. They also found 1 intact it's an odd device. I'm going to give it to you. It seems as if it's a do I poorly describe it or just tell you?
Why not both?
No, I'm just going to tell you. It's basically an incubation chamber, or it's set up like that. So what you'd have a child in that's been born prematurely. So you've got the hand parts that you can put your hands in to change the child, do things with the child. also the same for working with hazardous materials, that kind of chamber-like device. And there's a number of machinery that's connected to it. Obviously, none of it's powered, and only one of the devices is actually fully intact. But you don't know if that one is actually functioning or not, because you can't run any power through it. The team also found out a little bit more about the Shadowkin. The fact that they were once Rogue Trader personnel. More than likely, from what our Psyker saw within the Shadowkin's mind, is that they were the army forces, the boots on the ground, and they were left behind, or something terrible happened here and they had to be abandoned. Our Psyker does also know that something terrible had something to do with demons. Lots of them.
Did the Psyker tell the group?
She kind of did.
No, about the demons.
She did, kind of did, because she was like, they fought demons.
I kind of did, yeah.
Okay.
I also let you know about House Oscar.
Yes, the Rogue Trader family that the men once belonged to.
I think Geddy did know something about them, so...
Yes, he knew that they were once quite powerful. They were a rogue trader. Shit, there's a word for it when you've got They weren't just a rogue trader ship or a rogue trader house. It was a
Dynasty.
proper that's the word, dynasty. Thank you. So it was an old rogue trader dynasty that back in the day had a number of actual trade routes for government bodies like the administratum, which are highly prized by rogue traders because it's basically a constant source of income. You just need to get a ship and a captain to run between two worlds or three worlds. However, something happened to them where basically all of their shit had to be sold. And now they're kind of a bit of an obscure rogue trader family, but they seem to have pissed the ecclesiarchy off something rotten. And from your visions, you did notice that there was an ecclesiarchal preacher, and there were some sisters of battle, just on the other side of the battlefield. So, as we jump back into the game, at this point, you guys have basically scavenged all the loot. You've taken some time to clean your weapons, sort yourselves out. Only one of you has a water bottle, so going to the river and having a drink. The water up here is moving. It's not fast moving, but it is moving, so the water's going to be fairly clean.
Oh, that's actually something that is... Are there any bottles here or any things to store water that we can do?
And what you'd notice is, because you've got the time now, when you go outside, you can actually see that it is clearly along the banks, just outside of the main cave. Let's scroll up. Areas over here, you can clearly see it looks like people have been putting their handprints in the dirt where they're... That's weird. The stream screen just moved. That is so bizarre. The ghost in the machine, maybe. Hang on. The audio is currently at bitrate 0. Is lower than the recommended. What? What witchery is this? Excuse me one moment as I log on to the stream on my phone.
You still sound normal to me. I'm currently watching.
You know, I just heard it as well. What? YouTube, why? Why you do this? Suggestion, you're... Okay, well, I'll look at the widget another time, YouTube. You don't have to draw my attention to it mid-game. Thank you. So yes, as you like look down to go, go get a drink, wash yourself off, what have you, you can see that there are handprints in the actual mud. So it looks like even the Shadowkin were drinking through, just getting a mouthful, drinking their fill, and then going back into the cave.
Ah, goddamn savages.
You could give me a survival roll. There are things that someone with enough survival skill would know.
I think the slight problem we have with that is that the only person with survival, I might be incorrect, but I think the only person with survival is currently dribbling in the corner.
You have an NPC.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right. Maybe the
You have an NPC who has it, but I think even he's going to keep quiet on this one.
Maybe what I'm off could do it.
So out of character, you could take the bladders out of the Shadowkin.
Not gonna do that. Don't get me wrong.
I do not have survival.
I might do that, but I don't want to have a stinky Monkai water bottle.
They do it with animals,
Oh.
I know. But again, it would be a Monkai one. It would be nice.
Right, I mean, it's a Deldar. She'd probably do that for recreational purposes.
Yeah, but not for water bottles. Not from a Monkai. No.
Only when they're alive and they're still awake and feel and see me turning their bladder into a water bottle. Then it's enjoyable, but otherwise no.
Oh yeah, then I would make them drink from their own bladder. Stuff like that I can do because that would be fun as shit. But like, for me personally, just nah.
You degenerate. That notification has now just disappeared for no reason. Fair enough. Okay. So yeah, you only have the one actual drinking vessel. So is there anything you guys wanted to do whilst you're walking around here? The time of day it's so when you got here, I believe it was about midday, a little bit before midday. After battling, sorting everything out, it's now basically like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and the bodies are just heaped up. I don't know where you heap them up really, because I mean they've kind of died all over the place. Some of them inside, some of them outside. So
I mean, we looted everything that we can from this place, right?
yeah, except
Yes.
from like rags and cloths and things from their clothes.
I'll grab some pieces of cloth because
I
We should
mean,
know
I
by now
doubt
that
they
I
are in
haven't
any
had
better condition than my robes, right?
No, it's just there is manufactured cloth there. It's dirty, stinking, and filthy, but there's a river there. Just don't wash it where you're gonna drink.
I'm gonna grab a few pieces of cloth because, again, even if we just need to make something like a torch for the Monkai who can't see, having a dirty bandage or a dirty piece of cloth doesn't really matter for that.
Who are you talking about?
Well, Metal Boy and the other boy can't see in the dark, and if they need to make a torch, they can use the dirty piece of cloth.
Heinrich is musing to himself and dribbling at the same time.
To True.
See, I
Can
was
do that.
making a joke because you went the monk guy who can't see.
Yeah.
See, I have a very bad idea.
What would your very bad idea be?
Butcher them, reduce them to fat, and make candles out of the fat.
That would take too long, and we don't have the time to do something like that.
What do you mean? You
Like I
you
said,
have all the
very
time
bad
in the
idea.
world. You have all the time in the world, actually. Like, what's
I
what you
mean,
guys meant like what you guys meant to be doing? It's not like you're on a timer. Yeah.
that's fair enough, I guess. I mean,
You by all means you can
True.
actually do that. That is legit. You could make soap from their fat if you actually wanted to. Shout out to Fight Club.
don't talk about Fight Club.
Do we have food on us, by the way?
So as far as I'm
I do.
aware, you did leave some food back at the town, but you did bring a full day's worth of food out with you.
I mean,
Perhaps we should move in here at some point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cross my arms, look around at this mess of a place. Really, Monkai? You want to live here? I mean, I guess it's close to the water.
Quite easy to defend. We have water, and we might have energy once our tech priest gets the generator running.
Also, how far are we from trees?
From trees, you're quite a distance. You would literally have to go over the mountains and down the other side. That's kind of the big blocker for you getting over, and they do go quite sheer. For you to walk there, you're looking at a day and a half before you actually start entering the forest. Kind of 2 days for you to be in the forest proper. And you're
Okay.
exactly half a day's walk, maybe less, from town.
Does this
I'm
place
just
have
gonna-
lights, by the way?
I assume so, but I would assume so, but the power is out, so.
I mean, as
Well,
you look at,
turned
you've
off
got the
lights.
time. Looking at the ceiling, you don't see anything that looks like a light, but then you come to a part of the ceiling that's collapsed in, and you can clearly see that there are wires and there is like technology running all the way up there. So you assume that there's got to be some sort of light system in here. I think the rest of the light units would probably be destroyed. Like, Craig could probably pick out, well, that looks like it should produce or wants to produce light, you know, from the wreckage from the roof. Yeah, you can probably tell that there are lights here. They're just, you can't see them. When you look at the stuff that isn't damaged, you're like, well, where the fuck would they be? Because it's not like a not globe. It's like a lumen strip. That's the one.
I guess we would look for strips that look different from the wall.
Well, no. So essentially, you don't know where they are because it's Archaeotech and Mastercrafted. Like, when they turn on, it'll be a case of like, oh wow, you know, I didn't realize a roof tile was an entire light. It doesn't look like it should light up, but it. You can see from the wreckage that there is technology up there, and there should be a light source when there's power. And you can technically, although the map won't show it, clear out some of the rubble, move things around to make it, you know, a more usable area.
I guess I would also pile up all the bodies and torch him. Create a fire or something like that.
Sure, if you don't want to to rend the fat from them, then yeah, you can. You will have to use up another charge of your lighter, but you could go and get some stuff and burn them.
Can I use the flint from my musket?
How about we,
Sure.
instead of we do that, how about we just toss the bodies on the river and let whichever town down the road have to deal with it?
Fine by me. Do you have an opinion, Abby?
I don't mind either way, really.
Lovely. That even saves time. Think about it. It'll cause trouble to Monkey down the line, and not for us. And we don't spend our resources. Just marvelous.
I mean, we could take a body and drop it in the incest village. Well,
I'm sorry, what now?
we could take a body and drop it in the village as well.
Just poison the village as well.
I'm gonna look and mutter mouthed and back at you and say, I didn't expect you to have such a beautiful idea.
I mean, we should purge the heretics. Though I don't think we'll be sneaky with a body. We should chop it in pieces.
Even better.
They used to be heroes, and Muttermouth said something about the villagers venerating these people.
Oh, that's you just keep saying stuff that makes me feel happier. Line one. I mean, that just means we're killing them with their own heroes. Think about it. Oh, I don't think you have ever had a better idea, Metalman. I'm gonna pull out one of the whatchamacallit that I have. I'm gonna pull out the
Machete?
the dagger that I have, and I'm gonna go towards the corpses.
Marvelous. So as you start,
Abby doesn't look happy.
Abby took away my slave. Abby does. Abby can't say shit to me right now.
Oh God. So God Emperor. So as you start hacking away at the corpses, whereabouts are you doing this?
I'm gonna bring one inside and do it inside.
No.
In full view. No? Why not?
You don't stain this beautiful machinery with flesh and blood.
Ah, come on. It's already covered in rust and blood. Who cares anyway? It's what it's meant to be. I mean, that you told me that fucking machine there makes people.
It doesn't make people,
Crudely,
it incubates them.
Oh, same thing. Even though it's a crude art, monkey art. Fine, I'll chop it out outside.
Thank you.
I'm too happy to argue about this. I'm just gonna go outside and start chopping things.
So do you want to put your token on the map where you're choosing to do this?
Yep.
Sure.
I cannot go out this way. There's a wall.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. Oh, I'm on the wrong map. Making me go.
I'm gonna just delete myself and replace myself.
No. I'll just pick
that's
you
fine.
Up. I'll just pick you up. There and there. There you go. You're now over over the wall.
Which direction is the river flowing?
Essentially, this area seems to be where it starts. So there's basically two mini waterfalls. They're not proper waterfalls. It looks like the water is seeping through the rock and pouring out of the rock basically over in this direction, and actually the Singing Raccoon can do it around this direction, but it's flowing down from here. So these are two larger pools. Yeah.
I'm gonna grab one of the corpses. I'm gonna start chopping one of them up right over here where I am. Like, go put the body here, and I'm gonna start chopping happily away.
Okay.
I'm not gonna try to be precise. I'm being crude because actually no, I will try to be precise because I need to eventually learn how to kill these people better. So I need to learn how to study the medical form of these people.
Okay. Fair enough. So it's probably going to take you like, I don't know, should we say half an hour per body?
I'm gonna be doing it happily, singing along the way, and I'm just gonna start one by one.
So you'll be done in 5.5 hours then. Okay.
Wait, are you chopping up everyone?
Yeah, why not? I've got nothing better to do unless one of you stops me to ask something and doing it. I will stop every now and then while I'm chopping to just look around because these are bodies, they're probably going to attract predators. So if someone does start approaching, I'll be on my toes. But I'm just going to be doing this. And every now and then I'm going to stop, look around, make sure there's nothing coming, then go back.
Okay. Okay. Well, so fair enough. You know, I was gonna like Hajudas you at one point by having critters attack, because you didn't mention it. Because you have mentioned it, we'll just give it a nuffle chance at one point. So I was looking for a token that I liked for the base, and I haven't found it. So now I'm just going through all my tokens again. We will find a token. I might just give it a settlement token. So as Kalindra is going off and doing that, what would Abby and Cray be doing?
I guess I will be cleaning up the place. Give the dust over.
Sure, you can do that. You can start moving the rubble around. And yeah, trying to put things in order slightly. Sorry, there we go. To front. Marvelous. You can do that. So what would Abby be doing?
I guess she's trying to help out Cray. Maybe talk to Muttermouth a little about these people, what he knows.
Once per in-game day for healing. As you approach Muttermouth, you can see that he's not quite as skittish as he was before. If you just watch him for a moment, you'll see that he's like touching the smooth worked walls and just feeling, you know, in nature, finding an entire wall that is practically, you know, lovely and smooth, pretty bloody rare. And you know, he's just like going around. When he gets near any of the medical equipment, he's constantly sniffing. Whenever he gets near the medical equipment, there is a faint, like he raises his hackles ever so slightly, bares his teeth, but then carries on sniffing, and much like a dog when it smells something that it doesn't like. But apart from that, he seems curious, but he does seem still on his guard ever so slightly. Did you want to stop him and ask him something?
Just in general, what he knows about these people. Like, has he seen them before? Fought them before?
Me, not fight personally, no. But they come for tribute to town, to Ensmere. If you meet them on road, they will attack.
So they are smart enough to ask for protection money?
Not protection money. Food, medicine, things they say need to keep fighting. One of the ones here seem to be dressed like ones that come for tribute. Others seem feral.
Abby nods understandingly. Do you know where the others come from? Or what are they fighting, if they are fighting still?
So, what I remember being told was when big war happened, that it's try to save sky gods' children, sky gods' mates. But when Fetit's fighting get close, they kill. They kill all. They're meant to be more fighters for Sky God, but Fetit's not see them. People of Emsmere say that they fight in Great War. They kill many monsters from beyond. That it's not see them. No Fetit's story that I know of monsters from beyond.
Abby nods again. I've seen something like that, yes.
The story said after war that it's go north. Their holy place to Fetits and Sky God. One great chariot from Sky.
It landed in the north, where more few people are.
Me not know if true. not my time, just story. They say Sky God landed great chariot in north. Fetids fled there once battle was lost. We stayed there as sky turned red and crack. Once sky start to change again, Fetids leave and go south.
In his memory, I saw people at the other end of the battlefield, also fighting the demons. Would you know anything about them? They weren't his people. They didn't seem like his mates or other people like him, but rather from some other faction.
He sits and he kind of looks at the ground for a fairly long time, like thinking. No. The story I remember say there was the Vetits, mates of Sky King, the traitors that turned from Sky King's light. Some looked like Fetids, but not them. So some Fetids turned from light.
The people I mean looked like our church, the Imperial Creed, the Ecclesiarchy.
The preachers brought Sky God's word. They with Sky God's mates.
Oh, they were together. Okay.
Methinks so. Me not lawmaster, not be with Fetic kind. Long time.
Abby will nod and smile at him. And thank you. That's cleared some things up. You know, I could teach you about the Imperial Creed if you wanted me to.
He thinks for a while and no. I know Sky God. What elder teaches me not want to know that we be wrong. We different.
She'll look at him with a mix of frustration, just for a moment, and then not understandingly.
To Fetit's Guy God Liberator. Give freedom from old traditions.
Yeah, Abby will nod and then help out Cray, trying to move the rubble around.
Sure. Mouth just goes back to like kind of investigating, just looking at things and sniffing them mainly. As you, so you can hear humming coming from the entrance. I suppose I should give it to Kalindra, really.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. So Kalindra, give me a 1d100.
Okay. What hell though? Doesn't matter.
I'm not.
79.
Okay. So a few hours go by. Or maybe within the first hour after moving stuff around, Cray and Abby drain Cray's bottle, and they go up and or someone goes up and fills up and sees what Calindra's doing, just like okay, fill the bottle, have a drink, go back down. No, nothing much to see here. She's just hacking and smacking and whacking. Kalindra, give me a perception test. We'll say you get 3 of them.
Okay.
There are -20s to all of these.
Lovely. Oh!
Okay, so you're just hacking away. There's an arm. Okay, well that came off quite. How does a chop to the throat? No, chop to the throat. You need to give it. Yeah. Okay, so it takes 2 chops to the throat. But you look at the first cut and you're like, oh, okay. The first cut would definitely have killed him. Definitely would have killed. Not decapitation though. Okay, you do have jaded, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This is not something that
you do have
would scare
jaded.
me at all.
You do have jaded.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're just hacking them away, and hey, you might not start with it. I have to ask. You're like, okay, there's okay. So you grab another one, and you're like, what about straight to the temple, dush? And well, it didn't actually. It went in a bit, but not. And then you like twist it, and you're like, oh, if I twist it, it cracks open like a coconut. And look at the brain matter. What's the coconut you want to do to yourself? And you're not quite sure, but hey ho,
I have a feeling
about 4 hours in.
For some reason.
You're about 4 hours in. And just as you're about to hack another one up, the sun's, it's moved considerably by now. We're talking about 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock. Something darts across the corpse. Something black. Think to yourself, what the fuck was that? Oh well. Smash! Crack! That was fun. But what was that? As you turn round, it's probably about 20 or 30 of these tiny little birds. Just sat on the bushes and on the thickets and things, on the scrub plants growing around on rocks and shit like that.
I'm going to raise an eyebrow. Are these the ones that we saw cutting grass like butter?
Little red faces, blue wings. Yeah, you think they are.
I'm gonna, still with the eyebrow raised, I'm gonna grab a leg. Some guts. Smatter the leg with guts. And just chuck it close to them, but not at them. Like, if the bush was here, I'd be checking over like here. So it's closer to them, but not at them.
Okay, so you chuck a leg in their general direction.
Do you want me to roll?
Why not? You're a bit of a sadist. Why not? Trying to fuck up the monkey. So currently, you chuck the leg over, bounces on the ground. They kind of reach back almost, but then they kind of see it bounce on the ground, and you see, like, I don't know, 60 pairs of eyes. Sorry, 30 pairs of eyes. Looking at the leg. Some of them start twitching, flapping their wings. There's a lot more blood than this, by the way. I just. Well, maybe I should just carry on adding more. More blood, just dribbling everywhere, just splattered around. It'd be some on you as well by this point, so you're covered in blood. There's more blood splattered around, and then more blood that's splattered around, and there's just so much blood just spattered around everywhere. All the blood. Look at it all. Look at it.
I'm just gonna be looking at the birds. I'm just gonna go speaking to myself mostly, and them like, okay, little birds, you can eat all you want. Just don't try to fuck me. I'm gonna chuck, more pieces in their general direction, and then I'm gonna wait to see. If they don't go for it, I'm gonna get up and walk slowly back towards this way, then to the cave mouth.
So
are they gonna be, like ducks and be nice, or?
So they are bestial. They have to act on a bestial nature. They are okay. So there seems to be, as you chuck the leg down, there's some flapping, and they seem a bit twitchy, and then there's this weird chirping, warbling noise coming from them all. Like, slowly it starts up with one that seems to be on the edge, and then each at the edges they both start, the group start warbling and tweeting, and then it sort of comes to a crescendo where, give me another awareness check, this time with a plus 20. You're looking at them plus 30.
Okay.
So yeah, you notice that it all seems to end in a crescendo where the very middle bird, ever so slightly larger than the rest, flaps its wings and doesn't actually chirp at all, but in the flapping of its wings, it quickly takes off, shoots up into the air horrifically quickly. Like, it went from a stop-start to, sprinting in a matter of, just blink, and it's like, what the fuck? How'd it get up there? As it darts down. Shooting, rocketing down. What do you do?
Is it rocketing towards me?
Give me another. It probably would be another perception roll. I'll give you a plus 10.
Ah, fuck me. Fuck me. Can I at least get if it's in my general direction? Because if so, without turning my back to them, I'm just gonna get up and start moving backwards this way.
Okay, sure. Move yourself a half move, as you're just not sure. It shoots up, and then a half move, yeah. And then it dives back down. As it dives back down, it spreads its wings as it comes hurtling, almost like slingshotted, low to the ground, flying out for a split second, like your breath catches in your chest as, oh fuck, it seems to have raised its wing and sliced the limb in two. And then as it slices it in two, it comes back round and starts going at the marrow of the bones, as of the bone. As it does this, the rest of the birds take flight, but they fly towards the limb rather than up, like that one did.
Wait, at the limb, do you mean the leg I tossed?
Yes, it has a charge of 20. It has a charge of 24. And as it comes
Jesus.
down, it goes. It shot straight up, straight back down, opened its wings, and then shot through. So you weren't quite sure: is it going for me or is it going for the?
Oh, thank fuck! Thank the Black Star. I'm just gonna go back over here, grab a few more pieces, and just toss them around. And then I'm gonna go back over here and be like, okay, have fun, birdies. It's all yours. I had my fun. If anything is left, though, just leave it for me. And I'll slowly move my way back because fuck these birds. Oh shit. No, road 20, don't crash.
Yeah, it did. Don't tell me that we're gonna lose you now.
I don't think so. I think I'm back.
No, you're back. It wasn't a power thing exploding.
No, it was just road 20.
Excellent. The flock has descended upon the. So basically, you had like 1 or 2 corpses left to do. There weren't many. So there is just this pile of parts. A lot of blood, as I said before. I was very tempted in having it be enough blood for a minor demon to emerge, but then I was like, no. Heinrich isn't here. It wouldn't be fair. You do those things when Heinrich's around.
It's not even ritualistic. It's just a Drakari thing, having fun. But again, I'm just gonna be at the mouth of the cave, my arms crossed. I probably have a grin on my face as I'm watching these creatures just feast on the corpses. Okay, good birdies. I even chopped them up in bite-sized pieces. Be good, be nice. Leave at least a little bit for me so I can poison the monk guy.
As you head back towards the cave mouth, you notice that there's a lot more flapping and wing movement, as it seems as if the smell of blood has drawn more than just one group. Yeah, a few more than just one.
I'm just gonna stop and think. I hope that the guy that the other monk I killed as a mercy is still down there. At least we can still use it.
No.
I'm just gonna be at the cave mouth while watching. If any of them starts getting too close, I'm gonna slowly back away.
You can give me a stealth or a concealment roll. If you want to conceal your presence, you would, at the very least, I'll give it to you that you notice that they become far more frenzied in their attempts to feed.
I don't think they're gonna be coming after me because there's a shit ton of food over there. But I'm still gonna be careful. Concealment or which one?
Or stealth, or silent move.
Silent move, because I don't have concealment yet.
So I'm not going to put any more down there.
Bitch.
Currently we have 30 down, which is what I said was kind of watching you. There's more of them, more than them now. It's quite a flock.
I'm not very well at hiding myself currently. Again, I'll just slowly back away. I don't want to be visible. I just want to be inside the mouth cave, looking out, watching these birds. If they start getting closer to the cave mouth, I'll just slowly, still looking at them, gonna back my way down slowly.
Sure, you can do that. The last thing you kind of see is the birds start fighting each other, squabbling and pecking at each other as they, the blood gorge, the feast commences. Hierarchy in the avian world. Yeah.
If they're fighting one another, it's even funnier because I like that.
Well, it's that animalistic, hierarchical, I get the best bits because I'm higher up the food chain than you are. That kind of squabbling. But it does seem quite vicious, and they do seem to be in quite the frenzy. The feeding frenzy, that's the one.
I'm going to be enjoying the show for as long as it's safe for me.
Downstairs, maybe you've had a few breaks as you're cleaning, maybe, you've taken your time, or about 4 hours later, start hearing this weird noise. Like very faintly at first, but it grows. The crescendo grows quite loud as you put down what you're doing, and you're like, is something fighting? Because there is this as they're making a lot of noise, feeding, and that would echo down. Okay. So what would you like to do now that you're you can't leave realistically, or I don't recommend it at the very least. There's 30 on the screen right now. There's probably going to be at least another 30 or 40 coming fairly soon, given the fact that this is kind of wild countryside and there's all this blood and corpses just
Honestly, Kalila is just enjoying the show, but she 100% thinks she should stay inside the cave. When they leave, we leave.
So if no one else is going to go and investigate, my mouth looks around and is like, oh.
I mean, do we hear them over our own noise?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
there's like 90 razor wings outside fighting each other and gorging upon the corpses that sat out there. Muttermouth kind of comes up to the stairs, kind of very slowly, very fox-like, pokes his head up.
I would come up, see what the commotion is about. Seeing it's just birds eating each other, I would go back down and start doing more important stuff.
As soon as I see Muttermouth approaching, I'm just gonna look back, put my finger to my mouth and say, "Shh! Look at it. It's so beautiful."
Abby would probably stand next to Muttermouth. Also, there was an alpha bird, wasn't there?
Yes.
Was it what?
From the original 30 flock, there was an alpha bird, a bird that basically attacked you. That was the leader. It attacked the leg, shall we say?
I'm just smiling and grinning, watching the show.
Like, Muttermouth sees what's going on and backs away quickly, shaking his head and just goes into the cave like no. These crazy people, fuck them. They want to die. You go die.
Out of character, I'm kind of tempted to, get us a flock of birds.
Muchmouth sits in the corner. No, fuck this. Crazy people can do crazy shit. I'm going to stay in the corner now. So the issue you would have at the moment is that there's so you probably got 3 flocks that have turned up by now, and if, let's say, each flock of 30 has 1 alpha bird, it's going to be real difficult to pick them out in the midst of the swarm.
Yeah, probably. It would be pretty funny though, having a flock of birds.
Don't get me wrong, it would be highly amusing watching you have them descend upon the mutant village. You may have to try it again sometime and actually be there to be the one that's like, that's the middle one, go get him. Yeah. So it's a bit difficult to. Is there anything you would like to do, or do you just want to wait for the berserk flock of razor wings to sort off?
I do have to ask: are they killing each other because of 3
No.
different alphas?
No, they're fighting.
Ah,
Well, do you have any knowledge skill to determine what's going on? Like, for example, xenobiology.
fuck no.
Then
I'm a
you
witch.
just don't know.
I
So
basically fight.
you can hardly tell that there are multiple flocks there with multiple alphas. You're just watching a big group of birds squabbling and fighting over the remains of the bodies that you left out there.
You're a witch who should know, actually.
Yes, but also I don't have that yet as a skill.
So unfortunately, it's just a big flock of birds.
I mean, if they're not killing each other, it's less fun, but they're still fighting one another, which is still fun. That's good enough for me.
So
I'll be on the
how
lookout
long
watching the
are
show.
you going to stand at the mouth of... Who's standing in the cave? Who's actually going to stand in the cave? Like, so Kalindra at the moment, I'm going to put her in Never Never Land. She's in the cave. Who else is going in there, or is everyone else staying down at the bottom?
I would just take a quick look, see what's up, and then go immediately down and back to cleaning the base.
Sure.
Albie would probably stay a while just watching and then just, turn around, go back downstairs.
Okay. Kalindra, how long are you going to be watching for?
More than happy, but after a while, I'll just go down after enjoying myself. Thing is, since they're not killing each other or injuring each other too badly, I'm not fitting, so I'll get bored eventually and go down.
How long's eventually?
I don't know. 15 minutes?
Okay, so if a flock of 90 birds has about 20
If I see that the
minutes
bodies are running out
to-
before that, I will
to
leave.
munch
Because
down on the bodies, there's going to be squabbling and fighting over which birds get to eat first and which birds get to... I'm going to give them a roll. Now, I can't quite remember which one would it be for this, because it's not like there's a sense roll. So I guess it would just be awareness. It's the catch-all for all scents, smells, and things like that. So they're going to do an awareness check. Would there be a negative to it? There would be, but then it's also weighed out by some positives.
I mean,
Yeah. So I'm going to give them plus 10. Technically, it's a plus 20, but that's because you're soaked in blood. Oh, look! Oh, look! He notices.
I would like to see if I start noticing that the bodies are running out, I would leave because I'm not that dumb.
Well, it's 90 birds. There's only so many that can feed at one time. And there's the smell of blood. And then there's the thing that's covered in blood. You could have an
Wouldn't
awareness.
that technically be negative though, because the entire place is full of blood?
They got a 22. Shut up. Was it 22 or 20? No,
Okay.
23. They got a 23. Behave. So I'll give you an awareness roll to see if you notice the birds that have been pushed out to the side, like, but essentially the beta of the beta. The flock has descended and they've been pushed out, and they're not getting a chance to feed. But there's the smell of blood everywhere. But obviously they can't just peck at the sand, the dirt, and then one sees you. So you can give me an awareness roll. I'll give you a plus 10 because you're watching them. But then, you know, there's 90-ish birds, so there's a lot to keep an eye on.
I'll use a fate point because I don't want to be attacked by a bird. Ooh!
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
With a natural 1. So as you're looking at the main flock, you can see that the space is limited. There's only so many spaces where they can sit and eat, and there's kind of fighting over, you know, other birds jumping into that spot. So you're kind of watching that, but then you're also like, hang on, but there's like 15 or 20 birds that are just sat on the outside, like they're flying in at the ground, trying to peck at, you know, a finger that's come loose, and then other birds are fighting them off, or once they pick up a finger, much like a seagull, they get mobbed by the other birds. Seagull with a chip, not a finger. And you're kind of watching this behavior, not just hypnotized by the swarm. And then you notice that there's a couple that are looking directly at you. You're like, hang on, I've seen this before. As they shoot up into the air. As they shoot up into the air, you are able to... I'll say you've got a full move. Yeah, you've got a full action.
Okay, my full move is... Where is it? Full move would be 20, so I'll move 20 inside the cave.
I think that's down the stairs, just. I know it's... I remember it's something like 16 to go down the stairs, because it was a full move to get down to... Sorry, not 16. What am I doing? I'm looking at the Razor Wings agility. It's 8, you know, for a full move. So you've got to go through the cave, which, yeah, sure, we'll say is about 16. Sorry, about 16. So you're a little bit down the staircase, as you hear just the air just as these razor wings come flying into the cave. You then quickly hear some very, very quick flapping of feathers as they seem to have stopped mid-air and are looking around for you.
Can I keep going down? Turn the corner. This is the inside. First, don't do all that well on the inside. So I'm just gonna fuck off.
Sure, I'll give it to you. You zip on down, and they eventually, you hear the squawking sound from them, and it appears from your best guess that they might have gone back outside.
Plus, isn't technically speaking the cave dark too?
Yes, it is, but you're drenched in blood.
There, but they can't see.
Well, no. So they can smell you. I think they don't have dark sight, but again, they're looking into the cave. So there is some light that goes in, and the sun has moved around. So you know there are a few things working against you there. They also have.
Anyway, I'm just walking off into the cave.
The beast
into safety.
thing. Sure. Yeah, you go into the cave. It seems as if they disappear off, as you can hear the fluttering fade.
I'm gonna still be grinning, even though there was a lot of danger over there.
So about 2 hours later, if you can keep checking every now and then, just popping your head up, just like, okay, they out there. But it seems about 2 hours later that the sound of the flock has truly died down.
I guess that means we're staying the night.
Like you said so yourself, this place is defensible. I can see in the dark, you can see in the dark. They can't, but it's fine. We can just take shifts. Everything's gonna be fine. Besides, we could always just set fire to something and put on the cave, the mouth of the cave. That way, it's gonna ward off anything that might try to approach us.
You say that. What do you
Hopefully.
have to burn? Cray has a torch.
I don't know. I have a bunch of cloth that I grabbed, so
Yeah, it's not really gonna provide a.
Also have a bunch of gunpowder I won't use anymore.
I mean that would burn very quickly. That's the issue. But
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna give a lot of light.
Or heat.
Oh, it's for lighting. Sorry, I misunderstood.
as far as I'm aware, we can break some of the fluids out of this thing and just pour it out there and see if it's flammable.
Yes, break the Archeo check in front of the tech priest.
It's Monkai architect.
I like how a Dark Elder just turned into Ralph Wiggum.
Why do all my players keep trying to destroy my archaeotech? Terrible. You give people something nice, and the first thing they want to do is break it open and steal the crystals inside. Terrible. Terrible. So yeah, after about 2 hours, sure, you can go outside and grab scrub plants and things like that if you want to make a fire, or if you want things to burn. So it was 5. Well, no, sorry, it was like 4 o'clock when the birds turned up. A couple of hours, so it's about 6. By the time the birds go, you probably could make it back to town if you really, really wanted to. You might just get there like in half an hour after sun sets. That's only if you wanted to. If you do just want to stay here, by all means, that is doable. When you go outside, there is basically not a lot left. Strips of cloth, bone that appears to have been broken open, and the juicy and delicious marrow inside has been removed. Quite surprising considering they're tiny little birds, but there's not that much left.
That is so sad. Madam Monkai, is there anything we can use to poison the well from these machinery?
No.
Sad. I'm gonna have to find a corpse of something to taint the well. So sad.
We just need rotting flesh.
Yeah, out of character, we can
Yeah.
just drop anything down there, honestly.
Yeah, but that means we have to find something else to kill, which is actually nice now that it... Yeah, well, let's do that.
We have meat.
It's just that there is no longer the novelty of poisoning the well with the former heroes that we killed from the Monkai, so it's kind of sad. I'm sorry, and then you might Drukari peek a bit too far.
No, you're right. We'll see.
I really don't want to go into map editor and have to recreate this map. I'll give me decent tile floors, please. Oh. It wouldn't be that difficult to poison a well. The difficulty is, Jim, the people of Esmere don't use a well. They use the lake.
Ah. Hey.
Remember, there's a lake right next to a river that runs right next to them.
That is indeed true, but still, the novelty is lost either way.
But hey, out of character, we just learned that, you know, we just leave a corpse outside and we get a flock of fucking birds.
Well,
That depends on our luck.
If you chop up 11 birds in 11 corpses in the the wilderness, in the countryside, there is a bloody good chance that a scavenger will smell that and head in your direction. Yes. Will it be a bird every time? Not guaranteed. There's only so many
Well, I mean,
scavengers.
whatever it is, it's going to be pretty useful for us, I guess.
No, this is true. Essentially, if you could literally set up traps and attempt to do a similar thing when you have enough meat and blood. And time, because you remember that did take 4 hours, well, 3 hours, I think, of Kalindra just hacking up corpses and, blood flying everywhere and it going into the air. But that still applies. Good way to hunt in a way, or get scavenge animals to come over. Only you had a grenade. Or two.
I have Beastmaster. That's much better than a grenade.
Nah, man,
Also
I have
true.
a top hat that's even better.
Actually, that thing
Did
has
I
got
give
blast
you
6.
that top hat back?
That thing has got blast 6, so it is
See?
quite the explosive inside.
But how do we
Think I
make it
gave you
blow
that
up,
back,
you know,
actually.
at will?
We attach it to someone in town, and then we
No.
leave.
No,
Why not?
because it's
Wait, they have the village elder. We give it to him as a gift.
Precisely.
This is out of character, by the way, but that would be fucking funny.
Precisely. Would be a great gift.
I would rather extract the ogre in it. And
Oh,
explosive.
why? Let's have the funny thing. You can always get an ogre.
Oh no, it has an Auspex in it. It has a life detector Auspex. A miniature one.
See, it's so many. Minis are good.
You can always get a new one. It's fine.
It's priceless archaeotech. Don't get me wrong. Still be fucking hilarious. We have a gift for you. Just lick this part, yep, and then put that on your head. Cool. It is bonded to you forever.
Yeah, I imagine he'll be looking pretty damn stupid once he realizes he can't take it off.
It depends on how you sell it to him. This is an ancient piece of technology, gifted from the god himself. Once upon your head, it will never be removed, thus showing your greatness. However, if the device should reject you, all you and your loved ones will perish. Place it on his head. It has accepted you. And then when he goes towards all of his loved ones, they're like, look, I have been accepted by the boom. It didn't accept him.
Oh, stop
Well,
giving
he'd
us good
basically
ideas.
be a walking grenade, because the moment he dies, that thing blows up.
Yeah, plus 6, him and his loved ones. Boom.
You give us such good ideas. You shouldn't.
I know, but it's just too funny. It's just too funny. To be honest with you, it was the headcanon that came into my head as soon as it kind of rolled. I was like, oh my god, they can do so much with this. And then I read like, oh, miniaturized Auspex array and life sign detector, and I was like, huh, that's all priceless archaeotech. Oh, fair enough. And it is very valuable. Much like, yes.
But I mean, the individual parts would be more valuable to us because,
Oh yeah.
you know, the auspex with the vital signs and stuff like that, that could be really fun and useful if we took it apart, but we might just use it as the hat.
But what
Yeah,
if we... I mean,
I would love to use it.
technically, you don't need the auspex or the life sign detector to have it just explode with the 3D. I think it's 3D10 blast 6, something like that. That's just the explosive part.
As long as we get to kill some people, I'm fine.
I mean, again, you've got las guns, so and yeah, Craig, I believe you can charge one las gun per day for free. Every additional las gun till you get your upgrades is a toughness test, and you have the chance of gaining 1 fatigue if you fail.
Which isn't that bad. You can just rest to get rid of the fatigue.
Yeah, if you're not doing anything for a day, you're just like, okay, guys, I'll charge you up until I go unconscious. Look after my body and don't look under the robes. It's illegal.
Nope.
Which is actually true. It is an illegal offence to look under a tech priest's robes.
I mean, we might be curious if it's, you know, an inlet or an output, but, you know.
Where do you think they get all these
Trust me,
cherubim from?
you don't want to know.
I
all the
don't want to
children
know.
who-
I never want to know that.
It's all the
It's like a
children who have
tech
looked under a
priest's
tech
robe.
priest's robe, cherubim.
Yeah, I'm good.
You
Okay,
just get this miniature skull staring at you.
Miniature skull holding a gun.
you have seen
Piece
Yeah.
parts of that, all right.
You know, I'm good. I don't want to look into the robes.
So yeah, you can, if you want, Cray, you can charge up some of the las packs from the guns tonight.
I would.
So if you give me, at the very least, give me 2 toughness tests. This is flat.
Can't I make a tech use roll instead?
No, this is for your internal capacitors. I mean, it doesn't actually matter because when you rest, you remove fatigue. So you've gained 2 fatigue, but 3 lasgun packs have been charged. Well, actually, technically, you need 4. So do you want to roll another one?
I will.
Sadly, Muttermouth doesn't know how to use lasguns, so he doesn't want one. So that's
Man,
4
Kay got to
lasguns.
keep his 3 last guns. He plans to make a triple.
A triple.
A
You want
triplet.
to put 3 lasguns together and just have a crank. Fair enough.
Wait, why do you have 3 last guns? Didn't we get 5?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's 5.
Each of us has one?
Did you all take it? I thought Alindra didn't take it.
I didn't take a lasgun because I can't use it, and well, frankly,
And I never offered one to Mattermouth, so that makes 3 left.
which is why I wanted. The only thing I wanted was the armor, but alas.
There is a chainsword there as well, but I think Heinrich got that. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm
Heinrich
like
got that one. Well, I got the auto pistol.
Although technically you could train Muttermouth to get talents over a long period of time, but other than that, he's going to be sticking to primitive. Okay, so the night passes. Were you going to work in a kind of shifts to have someone always, at least looking out of the cave, or did you just want to go, fuck it, we'll be all right?
We should probably set up shifts. I mean, Abby can sleep near the entrance to the cave with the one, or next to the one, keeping watch, because she has light sleeper.
Sounds good. I don't. I'm gonna be sleeping inside.
I'll also be sleeping inside then.
But out of character, if need be, I'll also take a shift watching, because...
Well, we all take shifts
Okay.
watching. I just said that Abby would be, near the entrance of the cave when she sleeps, just so she's there when shit goes down.
Do you mean in Never Neverland entrance of the cave, or do you mean the staircase on this map?
I guess we should be aware of things before they enter the cave. So Never Neverland, maybe.
Okay, fair enough. So as the sun sets, did you guys want to build a little fire inside of the...
I don't.
No.
If we can grab the resources, yes. From the stuff around. But Calendar herself won't be at the cave mouth. She's going to be someplace where she can see the cave mouth, but she's not. She's going to be as far as inside the cave as possible, because she doesn't want to be noticed.
So if you want to be in Never Neverland, just say, I want to be in Never Neverland. If you want to be on this map layer yet still close, then you want to be near the staircase, because the staircase is a straight shot out of the cave. Almost. No, from the top of the stairs you can see out of the cave just. So that would be the place to be if you don't want to be in Never Neverland. Sure, that's perfectly fine. So can everyone give me an awareness check as you go through your night schedule, your night sleep pattern?
Bonuses or minuses?
Just flat. Just flat.
What about enhanced hearing? That kind of stuff?
I'm basically, this is for when you're on watch. So
I mean, I am adding enhanced hearing and sight, which I have, because technically speaking, I don't turn those off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm perfectly fine with if you have those bonuses, that's perfectly fine to add them. Just no bonuses from me. Now, I reckon this is going to be an absolute bastard when I try to... Yes, it is. It might work. No, I don't like that. I don't like it at all. So, over in Never Neverland. So as the night goes on, we'll say that Cray takes the first watch, where he's using the rest of the light before it truly gets dark, and then as he finishes his watch, comes down, Kalindra goes and takes watch. Cray doesn't really see anything. Kalindra, as your watch goes on, you could see that Abby is towards the staircase in Never Neverland. So as you poke your head up, you can see her off to the side. Somewhere in your watch, you're not quite sure. Oh yeah, sorry. I should put you in Never Neverland, Abby. There we go. We're in Never Neverland. Somewhere in your watch, you're not quite sure how many hours it's been as you're staring out of the cave from the staircase. You hear this really, really weird coming from outside of the cave mouth, quite some distance away. And as you sit in silence and just wait and watch, and you hear it again, this, only this time it's even closer.
What do I see?
Nope, not you, Cray. Cray, you're downstairs asleep. It's Kalindra whose watch has begun.
Got confused for a second.
Is Abby still in the cave mouth, or has she gone?
No, so she's in Never Neverland, near the staircase, but off to the side.
I'm just gonna sigh, go over and tap her and make her come down.
Well, so Abby,
And
at the second sound, you would actually, not open your eyes, but your mind is awake as you hear the end of this weird noise coming from the cave mouth.
I guess we should be ready if it comes in.
good idea for this. I'm just gonna put my finger to my lips and just like, shut up, go down, keep watch, wake the other people up.
You hear a voice in your head that just goes, "Tell me to shut up again." Xeno.
Don't fucking do that.
And she just walks.
I'll really say, don't fucking do that. I might kill you while you sleep next time.
You can actually resist with a willpower test if you wanted to. Well, an opposed willpower test.
If I can, I will do so. Let me just check if I have any resistances to psychic. I don't remember if I do. I do not. And I don't. Still say it.
Well, it's an opposed test. Give me a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you hear her voice still.
Oh, let's just say, don't do that. I might kill you while you sleep.
You're free to try. I'd expect no less from a Xeno.
I'm just gonna wait for you to keep going down. I'm too worried currently about the croaking noise coming our way.
Yeah, she
hear
just
it in
sits down on the
multiples.
stairs and waits.
You hear it in multiples now. This weird, warbling, crying sound.
I'm just gonna look down. Did Abby go down to wake the other people up?
Oh, she was supposed to go and wake them up?
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll go down and wake them up.
Specifically, the one I want is Modern Mouth because he lives in this planet, or live, and he might know what the fuck this is.
So yes, as you bit more time passes, Kalindra, you see 3 creatures emerge out of the darkness from the side of the cave into visual view. Damn it! It is not Shift. It is not Control Z. It is Shift C. No. Yes. You see 3 of these things.
What the fuck are these ugly little things?
How large are they?
They are about the size of a man. Well, average size is their classification. As they come along, you can see that they're basically grabbing up the dirt, and then the top of their mouth is their jaw, and they're just emptying the blood-soaked soil into their mouths.
Oh shit! I'm just gonna look at Abby. Let's see. I'm gonna go down because how do you know it's tail blood and covered in blood and those blood. So I'll make my way down.
We could just try to fight them off, you know.
I would love to, but not without asking Mother what the fuck those are.
I'm guessing Abby would bring Muttermouth and Cray along when she returns from waking them up.
Sure. So Muttermouth gets woken up, follows you along. Cray, you also, can join along. As you all kind of peer over the staircase and look over, you see the creature that was shown before. Muttermouth gives out a very quiet yet audible as he backs away from the staircase.
Could look back at him. Move closer to him and ask, if we take into account the other 2 we killed, the sand warp thing and the bow-like thing, how dangerous are these compared to those 2?
The sand tiger is very, very dangerous. We lucky we only fight one. Terrors are deadly on just one. Not fight 3. They touch you and you can die.
I'm going to grin. That just makes me want to kill them even more. I'm gonna look out, but maybe you're right. Maybe not yet. Maybe you're not ready just yet.
You not understand. They touch you and you die.
I'm gonna look like poison or something.
Worse.
I'm just gonna shake my head like, how?
If you big, strong and tough, they still kill you. Quick. That bad when they're just one. They sneaky too. Eat anything. Blood soaked soil. Bloody bones. Bones and all.
I'm just Do they only come out at night? Do they fear the
Yeah.
fire at least?
Not like light.
Is the fire still going on the cave mouth?
Did you build a fire at the cave mouth?
I thought we built the fire.
Did we?
I didn't.
Well,
I don't think we did.
I asked if you
If we
wanted a fire
didn't-
down in the cave, and everyone was like, "No, we don't need one."
No, I literally said if we had time to grab the stuff, yes.
Yeah, but you never said,
Was
right,
it
Craig, give me your flint. I'm gonna get. No one said, right, I'm lighting a fire.
It's fine.
You know?
It's fine. I'm just gonna look at Cray. Like, Cray, how fast can you build a fire with cloth and shit? I'm just gonna toss you the dirty cloth.
The dirty, wet
I
cloth.
mean,
Cray, you have now a dirty, wet cloth in your hand. Yes,
Why is
one
it
guy
wet?
set this on fire. You look at the Xenos like, you fucking idiot.
I can't put this on fire. I point to my lasgun in my other hand. This will put fires on them. It's a lasgun. I think you know what it is.
Yes,
Sadix
they're-
accused of one, but
they're afraid of the fire. That's all that matters. If they do approach us, we set them on fire or set something on fire so they fuck off. Because apparently, Mother Mouth here says they are super fucking dangerous and sneaky. By the way, they keep croaking. That doesn't seem like it.
I throw the cloth over and a torch. And yeah, no. I guess some gunpowder. Yeah, I throw a torch over some gunpowder and the wet cloth.
I'm just gonna raise a. Don't start a fire just now. If they start approaching, you do that. Otherwise, they may just fuck off and leave.
If they start approaching, I will open fire with my lasgun. You can make fire and throw it at them.
I could also try and make them leave because it's just 3 of them.
Feel free.
I'm going to shrug. Hey, if you can make 2 of them leave and just have 1 left around, we can always kill that one.
If you're feeling up to it.
So they are currently in the cave mouth, right?
They're outside. They're where all the blood is. They're currently shoveling handfuls of bloody sand up to their mouths, which is above their head, and they're dumping it in.
Okay, I guess when they come into the cave mouth and interview, then I do something, but currently I'll just wait.
Sure. So it takes them quite a while, but eventually they clear up all the blood. Again, they make this horrible noise in between, you know. It seems like they fill their mouths up. Their jaw works for a while, and then they swallow it all down. And then they let out this horrible warbling sound as they do so. Once it's all down and gone, let me just remember, it's about 16 meters from there to there, and then from here to here, another 18 meters. So from there's 30 meters. Okay. So again, it takes them quite a while, but they seem to be quite methodically going around, clearing up all the tainted soil, and then shoveling it away. Takes about half an hour an hour or so for them to complete what they're doing. And then they kind of just sit in the darkness for a time. So they have multiple limbs. Once they're done eating, they kind of sit upright with their arms, hands like out in an angle, at an angle. And they just turn ever so slightly. Let's have a look. So, Albie, choose high or low.
Low.
Okay. So after about 5 or 10 minutes of this, all three of them just up on their hind legs, up in the air, just slowly turning. They let out this shrieking, warbling noise. They fall, like one set of hands falls down onto their foreleg. They defecate very loudly and violently before falling down onto their all 6 limbs again, and they start walking off.
Ew.
Let's just see if one of them notices. Okay. So as 2 of them, oh actually I can't go off the map. Go off the map. Another one gets a scent of something. And one more. Wow, okay. So, it enters the cave mouth. Abby.
Wait, just one?
It appears so.
The moment it is 15 meters away from me, I'm going to cast Beastmaster.
Okay, so it will essentially have another turn as it enters the cave fully. So it is
I've been able
14
to take a full
meters.
aim at it.
It's 14 meters away from the staircase as of now. So Abby's thing would go off first. And then what did you want to do, Gray?
I would just want to take a full aim at it.
Sure. Yeah, no, you can have done that when it got to the cave mouth. So it stepped in to the cave. It will actually
I'm still waiting for Abby to do her thing. Just as an FYI.
Okay.
It does have the bestial trait, right?
Yes.
So it may roll willpower to resist. It's an opposed test, so it's against my focus power test.
Sure. Righto. It fails. It's going to use the group pull to re-roll. and they only have one because it's a beast. It's not. He fails even worse. So as you make this psychic link with the creature, you'd more than likely get a little something of the creature's mind at the same time. It would repulse and disgust you. This thing's mind is just agony, pain, unquenchable hunger, and a lust for just scavenging.
Yeah, no, it's a Xeno creature. I think she'd be disgusted from the get-go. So, what do I make it do?
There seems to be some order to the mind. As an order you wouldn't normally expect from a purely bestial creature.
Does it seem human to me in any way?
There's a slight human aura to how the mind is organized. Yeah.
Well, I'll just make it turn around, walk out of the cave, and leave us alone.
Sure.
So I guess my command would be, go away.
Leave. Fuck off. So yeah, it turns around and begins to leave. It's not really against its like instincts, really. You're just making it, but you're basically Jedi mind fucking it to you never saw us before. Go away. It's like, okay, sure, yeah, I had a sense of something over in this direction, so I'm going to go in this direction. You probably would all have been just about close enough to notice it had no eyes. At the very least, there were no eyeballs on the creature.
Oh well. I guess we
Abby
get to kill
would
it.
shiver a bit as it walks away and mutter quietly, "Disgusting creature."
I'll shrug.
I mean, I kind of imagine it as like the psychic equivalent to putting on gloves to touch a turd or something.
Lovely image.
Yeah, yeah. I get the distinct imagination that going into something like that, what that creature is not going to be pleasant at the best of times, because I imagine an animal's mind is ordered very differently to a human's mind, and that thing definitely has very strong characteristics of how a human mind is laid out. And questions, more and more questions about this weird world. So if any of you do try to go back to sleep after this, you'll find that your sleep does not get disturbed. For any of you who are like, nah, I'm good, I'm just going to stay awake, you'll notice that by the time sun rises, all is well in the neighborhood. For anyone who goes outside to investigate where the creatures had dug up all that blood, you'd find that there is just this really, really wet layer of what looks like soil. Not quite in the right, so you can still see some scratch marks and hand marks where the creatures were scraping up dirt, but for the most part, they've aimed kind of well.
I even want to ask about the look of the turd.
Very wet, very, very wet, surprisingly wet, and looks surprisingly like soil, like really, really wet soil.
Just could look at it. Ugh.
Oh,
So
no
these are
metal.
basically the earthworms of this planet.
Pretty much. No metal was broken down. So you might find, in the splash radius where there's a bit of wet soil, basically. Well, fresh turd, wet soil, however you want to put it. And there'll be like a button, or there'll be like a catch or a zip or something that has not been broken down at all.
Yeah. Disgusting little creatures. Would love to kill them eventually. But probably safer for us to not do that now. Anyway. Back to town, I guess.
Yeah. Looks like the smartest idea.
So, as the sun rises, you all go outside to get a fresh drink of clean water. Not outside where Kalindra was chopping up things and monsters were defecating. As Heinrich kind of comes out of his thoughts, that's where we'll end our episode. So, in the next one, hopefully we'll have a little bit more excitement and things going on. But for now, yes, that is all we have to offer. So, thank you very much for enjoying this, hopefully enjoying this shorter episode, although it's actually been longer than some of the main episodes that I've done recently on different games. But hey ho, it was a filler episode, so meh. So I certainly hope you're going to tune in next week for when the gang can get up to some more tasty things, like killing off a mutant settlement and taking its goodies, or venturing forth into the woods and encountering more of the flora and fauna upon this world. We will have to wait and see. But they have guns, and the natives, as far as they know, don't. So the advantage is to the castaways. We'll have to see what they do with that newfound power next time. So, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everyone. And as always, bye-bye for now.
See ya.
See ya.